You make me feel so.
Hi, my name is Hell and welcome back to my channel. Now, we are all aware of how corrupt Shein is, as they are known for stealing designs, being unethical, downright evil, and how much it has contributed to overconsumption. And we have all seen the wave of influencers do massive Shein hauls by the dozen. And yes, while you are getting a good bang for your buck, they are really only wanting to convince you to spend your coin only to turn around and discard of these items the minute the camera turns off.
What's up with that?
I made a video last year about Shein. If you haven't watched it, I'm going to link it in the description down below. I stated in that video though that the only people that I blame for overconsumption are these rich influencers doing $1,000 Shein hauls, which, first of all, how do you even spend $1,000 on Shein? Like, somebody please tell me, because I have no clue how that even happens.
How? Like, how did you spend $200 at Target? What? On what? Because you have no vibe.
Please let me know how that is possible. Now, after a year of influencers fanning and raving over Shein, what happened to these clothes and what happened to Shein hauls? As you would have guessed, with the rapid rise and fall of trends nowadays, and the mass production of clothing being created at such a fast pace to keep up with these very short-lived trend cycles, the clothes are getting discarded, and quickly. Ew!
What an interesting artifact.
Aside from the trash, where do they end up? They end up in thrift stores, in second-hand stores. Why, do you ask? Let's get into it. Social media has had a massive impact on consumers, where fast fashion online shops like Shein that have been around since 2008 are suddenly in the limelight and are trending and going viral due to apps like TikTok and influencers and creatives using their platform to lure you into buying even more. But in the midst of having these conversations about overconsumption, thrifting nowadays isn't so ethical. Now, I know this is going to make a lot of people mad, but it's a truth we have to face. And I just want to start off by saying that we all participate in capitalism. And this one statement made by another YouTuber here, their channel is Fab Socialism. They made this statement that I just think really hits the nail on the head. And it says, "It's not hypocritical to critique capitalism while participating in it. In fact, we are forced to participate in it in order to survive." And I think that was just beautifully put. And I want you all to keep that in mind as I dive into this further. The deep, dark truth is, as much as thrifting is branded as ethical shopping, anything done in bulk or mass consumption is bad for the environment. And just as influencers do bulk Shein hauls, they do bulk thrift hauls as well. And I do mean bulk. And the same cycle takes place where all of these clothes are just going to end up in these waste dumps that are serving as a threat to our environment. I am an advocate for thrift shopping. I love buying secondhand, from my clothing to furniture.
What? I love garbage.
But I think this is a conversation that needs to be had in regards to unnecessary consumption, especially if you are privileged enough to afford ethically produced clothing. Now, not only is this affecting low-income people, being that the thrift used to be a main resource for people of low income, but now since the gentrification of thrifting, Depop, and resale culture, the thrift isn't so affordable to low-income people anymore. which is what it was intended for to begin with. This deeply saddens me because I'll go to the thrift store and I'll see so much Shein. Because the same people trying to consume fast fashion in bulk are the same people donating all of these clothes the next day.
It's not the vibe. Stop!
And while you would see this as recycling, the long-term effects this would have really scares me. Because you have the Depop resellers taking all of the good quality pieces and reselling it for up to 2 to 4 times the price of what they purchased it for. And with things like the Y2K trend and the early 2010s trend that's currently on the rise, people are scouring the thrifts for items that fall in line with those trends. And where does that leave the people who actually need these clothes? With what? The very poorly made clothes from Shein?
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
We need to acknowledge this and stop pointing fingers at each other and start pointing them at the root of the problem. Big time influencers will never take accountability for this. And I blame the rich and privileged for pushing this lifestyle of never wearing the same things twice. And the pressures that are put on us from social media to try to keep up with what's new. And to be quite frank with you, every day there's a new trend rising and falling to the point that we cannot keep going like this.
It's so bad, I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1.
I love expressing myself through clothing. I love fashion and how powerful an outfit can make me feel. And I would have never thought that in a million years, this is where we would end up. And I am so thankful, even if I just have one viewer on here, that I can spread this kind of information and let people know it's okay to break out of this cycle. And this isn't to say that I would never thrift shop or buy fast fashion. I am not in a position financially where I can be this 1000% ethical person. It's not realistic, as it's not realistic for most people in my income bracket. But I do think it's important that we have these conversations to break out of the cycle of feeling like we have to keep up with these influencers and trends that promote this kind of consumption. Shop for you and because a piece of clothing genuinely makes you happy. Not because it's similar to a piece you saw your favorite TikToker wear and now it's something you feel like you should like. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and comment down below any opinions you have. I really love having discussions with you all in the comments. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe and I'll see you all in the next one.